All right, before we continue with the France 1940 stuff, I just wanted to go over, I did score a complete copy of Baltic Gap. Summer 1944, the summer offensive for the Soviets. It goes into Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. I believe that led to the Courland Pocket. And this is an older title. It's 4.0 OCS, so I think there's some errata out there where you can update it a little bit. There's not much that changes, though. But if you've never owned an older title, this is what the old charts and stuff used to look like. Long since changed, of course. And I just thought I'd just kind of... Some people have already opened some of these on YouTube, but I didn't want to do a full unboxing. But, you know, I did finally score one. It's in brand new condition, unpunched. And we'll be diving into this one a little bit later. I'm probably going to hit Enemy at the Gates, a very small scenario first. Again, I'm on this Stalingrad kick again. What's new, right? Love the map for this one. So we'll be taking a look at this a little bit later. One of my last needed Eastern Front OCS titles. Of course, Case Blue is the Gigantosaur white whale. I'm not sure if I really... I mean, I have so many other things that are... I have Guderian's Blitzkrieg too, so I'm kind of okay on some of these, but I wouldn't mind snagging Case Blue at some point down the line. So, all right, so on to let's roll time back 4 years and get back to France, 1940, and we're looking now here, which I keep safe under the box lid, anti-cat measures. We are going to pause for a second, redo the air, and then we're going to come back with the, I think we're on the the Ally air barrage phase after we just did a fighter sweep. So we'll be doing barrage with air and naval units, no artillery barrage, ship-to-ship barrage is only once per turn, of course. So we'll be doing that next, and my goal was to keep some of these fighters intact. And I think what's really tempting is hitting this big stack right here is pretty tempting. The 7th Panzer. I'm really thinking about hitting that stack with some bombers. But in my mind, I was tallying some of this stuff up, and I couldn't really come up with, I think it's like a 4 bombardment factor, which is kind of bad. So we'll take a look at it, and then we'll come right back. All right, so I went back and did the air combat the correct way, and the Allies just cleared that whole air base, the whole area in that fighter sweep, and we got an abort. We got an abort and a step loss on the Dorniers, and we got a Heinkel abort. And of course, this is from earlier videos. We got an abort, and then the BF-109 got an abort with a step loss. So that has been completely cleared out, and we can pretty much go ahead and just stack these back. These are going to go all under the air base. That part's done. We're going to be moving on to the barrage part, the air barrage. Now, he's going to fly back. He's going to go inactive up top. That leaves these 2 fighters that I didn't use up there, and we're going to put him under here. There's an HQ up there that I probably won't get to. And I think what I want to do, like I mentioned, I think I want to barrage this hex. And we can use the points up here. We can get a 1, 2, and just a 3. Not the best barrage total to hit this with, but I do want to show how that's done and how that works in the game. And, and it doesn't cost any supply, so why not, right? Now, it will be eligible to be hit by flak. So underneath here, we've got a stack that's really juicy and tempting. It's the 7th Panzer, and I don't think I can resist doing that. It will be flak eligible, though. All right, so let's get that all set up. I'm going off of this chart. I prefer this one. The rule book doesn't really lay it out as nicely as this, or outline sequence of play. I just downloaded this off their site. I like this a lot better. So we're actually going to go to right here. Air and ship only. So we're going to do this. And if you don't know your barrage rules, it's a pretty easy phase, but you do need a spotter. And my only problem here is I don't have a spotter. So I realized that off camera just a minute ago, and now I'm thinking that I didn't do too well on that. So I may not do that. Maybe I'm going to hit instead this 5th Panzer unit under there. I think I can do some damage to. So I might hit that instead because it's got a spotter. This would have no spotter, and the barrage value is so low that I'd have to roll a miracle to really get anything done there. What other targets could I hit? Where do I want to take? I don't have a lot of points. It's only 3 points. That's really bad. We'll just kind of put that right there rather than putting them on a stack. I kind of want to hit this armor. I feel like that armor would be a pain in the ass. That would kind of... But then I could blast that armor with this combat here. See what I can do about floating this in the air. I'll be right back. I don't have anything. I know I can make something, but don't have the materials right now. Okay. I guess we'll settle on that hex. And I'm not sure. Let me read the rules, too. I need to check and make sure 2 nationalities can combine on a strike here. There are 4 factions in the Allied coalition: France, Great Britain, Belgium, and Holland. Their cooperation is restricted. Units of different factions can never participate in the same attack, barrage, or air mission. Well, okay, you limey chaps, you're going to have to go back. So we'll see what happens there. So this is going to be pretty bad, but I mean, it's free, but we could lose some planes. Let's see what happens here. If you don't know the flak rules for OCS, it's 14.4 on page 34. I don't want to read the whole rule book to you guys, but it's pretty easy. Just keep in mind that certain missions are subject to flak depending on the situation. Always subject to flak: barrage, hip shoot, and train busting. So we are going to see some flak here. Okay, so we're going to roll 2 dice. If the modified result is 11 or more, 1 mission aircraft step is lost. Otherwise, the flak has no effect and the resolution is complete. The die roll is modified by the flak points affecting the mission per the charts and tables. Okay, let's take a look at the flak points. You're going to reference this here, and this is on charts and tables, and the mission has 3 or more air units. It does not. The target hex contains 1 or more HQs. It does not. There's an airbase level. Nope. Value of map printed flak or total ship flak. No. Target is in an enemy patrol zone and blah, 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 blah. So none of these really affect this. So we're going to end up rolling 2 dice. And you don't want to get 11 or more because that means we lose a step. And just because I'm getting too lazy to put arrows on the graphics. All right, here we go. All right. No result from the flak, so we can continue with the barrage. One thing you have to remember is that only 1 barrage per hex is allowed in each phase unless you do a hip shoot. It's similar to an artillery barrage, and you want to look on page 21, 10.2 for the air rules here. And I've circled all the important stuff I want to tell you about and highlighted. Again, I'm using the printed latest PDF, so keep that in mind. Okay. Air units are placed on targets. I'm not going to stack them on the hex. You know where they're going. And they resolve their barrages, and then they have to return to base and become inactive. Planes conducting a barrage are subject to interception and flak, which you already did. Nothing happened. Short range effect. If all the aircraft are within 10 hexes of their base, which they are, they gain an additional shift to the right. This is going to be awful, so bear with me. This will not pay off. I can guarantee you that. But I'm hoping for some shifts to get me into a column that I can appreciate. Right now, I'm going to have to roll really well. I think we're at 2, and we're going to get a shift over, and we're going to have to roll pretty darn high. Let me see if there's any other shifts here. There's a lot of modifiers. Well, this isn't going to be good. I think it may be 1 RE or less that may negate our shift. There's not enough density. We have to pick the terrain. The defender does get to pick the terrain. For close or very close, we're not going to see that. This is in the open. Okay, so we're looking at 1 or less on that shift. That's going to put us back and negate our right shift. Well, that sucks. And we're going to see what happens. High roll here. All right, nothing. Okay, well, that's it for the air barrage. It was worth a shot, right? Okay. Man, I thought I had that barrage all figured out, right? I shouldn't have. Probably. I felt like I had to do a fighter sweep. Okay, next up is going to be the supply phase, and we're going to be in supply. I don't think this scenario even uses it. So the 7th Panzer is probably going to release and do a little bit of consolidating and defending, and we might release this over here because in combat, I think if you're stuck under a reserve marker, it's not good. And there, later on this month, we're going to be looking at Baltic Gap some Enemy at the Gates OCS. It's going to be an OCS January, but maybe some GOS at the end of January, and not in terms of playing, but learning. So it's going to be a busy month. All right. Thanks for watching. Leave comments below.